Welcome back. If you just joined us, our guest on this episode of Question Time is the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Senator Udoma Udoma. Join us again. Earlier on, the federal government said that the budget is going to be based on zero budget policy. Are we still sticking to that?
Yeah, the zero base is an approach to making a budget, and that was the approach that we used. Basically, a zero-based budget means that every single project has to be justified based on the priorities of the government. The fact that we spent money on the project in the year before is not a sufficient justification. This forces everybody involved in budget making to understand and internalize the priorities of the government. It's particularly important at a time that we have limited funds. We cannot afford to waste any funds. So consequently, this was the approach. Now, anytime you start a new approach, you will find that you will need training and retraining to get it right. So we're going to use it again in the 2017 budget, and we're going to continue to train the civil servants and other people involved in the developing of the budget to make sure that they understand fully the way the approach to zero-based budgeting.
Given your optimism about this 2016 budget, let's make some projections looking ahead of the end of this fiscal year. Where does this budget lead us? What are the changes we should expect from this budget?
Well, what we want this budget is aimed to achieve is to get people back to work, to get the economy working again. You know, to get, for instance, the road projects will provide a lot of jobs. The rail projects will provide jobs. The power project will provide jobs. People will have money in their pocket. When people have money in their pocket, they have money to spend. When people have money to spend, manufacturers have a market. And so it's a very virtuous cycle of money circulating, money leading to growth, money leading to increasing demand. This is what we want this budget to do. Basically, reflate this economy, put money back into people's pockets, leading to reversal of the stagnation of the economy, to begin to grow again. Our ultimate aim is, over the next 4 or 5 years, to reach a 10% growth, which is unprecedented. We've never reached it in this country before. We intend to try and achieve that. It's going to take time, but we believe it's achievable. What we want is, once we reverse the trajectory of the economy, once people begin to see growth again, confidence will come back. Because some of it is a lack of confidence. Confidence will come back. Nigerian investors will invest more, because Nigerian investors invest first before foreign investors invest. And we're targeting Nigerian investors. We want to bring back confidence into the Nigerian economy, to bring back growth, and to bring back jobs.
Now, before we wind down on this conversation, what's your take on federal government deregulating the petroleum sector and the current fuel price hike?
Well, in terms of the direct impact of the budget, it doesn't, because the budget didn't provide for subsidy, and the current arrangement, there is no requirement for any demand from the Treasury for government to spend on petroleum supplies. We're relying on the private sector, NMPC and the private sector, to bring in and to sell and make sure that they recover their money. So there is no pressure anymore on the Treasury. So from that point of view, it's of course welcome development. But there will be growth as a result of it. And let me explain. NMPC has already advertised for people to come in to develop refineries. Small refineries, big refineries. Those refineries, the building of those refineries will create thousands of jobs. Those jobs will put money in people's pockets. So even the fact of just building the refineries will help, even before they actually start producing, will help the economy because of the jobs it will create. So what we are doing is we are changing the way that this economy is a thing. We are creating opportunities for Nigerians. Because one thing that I certainly believe, and the administration, is that Nigerians are some of the hardest working people. We have capacity. You have people with genius. We are able, Nigerians can transform this economy because it's Nigerians that are going to do it. Government is not the one that is going to grow this economy. It's Nigerians that are going to grow this economy. What government is doing is showing the way, is creating the environment. I mentioned the issue of the refineries, creating an environment for Nigerians to build refineries. Already, I've heard a number of marketing companies say they may come together and build a refinery because they now like the new environment.
Senator Udoma Udoma, thank you for making our time to be part of this episode of Question Time. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And that's it on this episode of Question Time. You may also send us a comment on our various social media platforms showing on your screen. Join us next week on another exciting episode of the show on Channels Television. Many thanks for watching. I'm Benga Ashiru saying goodbye.